Alright, hello everybody. Hope you guys have been doing well. It's been a couple of weeks since last stream, so it's been a bit longer than usual. So, been waiting to get back into it. Oh, we're starting with a bot there. Bye. Anyway, hope everyone's well. We are continuing with the Fractal series, as you might see in the corner here. I'm gonna get started with it in a minute. You might remember me starting this on the last stream, or a couple of streams ago even. I don't recall if that was on the last stream. Anyway, yes, I've been wanting to get back into the Fractal series and continue. I've had the idea for this next part for a long while, but I just didn't get to it. So yeah, I hope I can finally get to that. Because, I don't know, I really like this Fractal series so far, and I got the the general idea of where I wanted to get. So yeah, it's just a matter of getting to it, I guess. So, jump in here. We have started with this picture of an eye, and I've simply taken a little bit from the Mandelbrot sets, which we can see here. You guys know the Mandelbrot set is one of the best known Fractal. It has this smaller round area here. So I basically took it, put it on there twice, put that on multiply, so only the dark colors will appear. Yeah, basically just mirrored it. So we got something a bit more symmetrical. Hey! How are you doing, Nathan? Come here to infect people with fractals with me? And have no one else at my side. Anyway, the point here, this is basically like very close to done as it stands. Like, this is the basic concept. We just need to basically imprint this texture onto the black here, and then get an edge close to this one and kind of wrap it around the whole thing. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to more or less sell the effect. I'm just here to make bad jokes. Well, that'll be appreciated as well. Anyway, that's the general concept, the gist of it. I could make this smaller and start... Oh, I guess both of them. There we go. I could make this smaller and fit it a bit better here. But I like that it's big. A bit more dilated. We could even go like very dilated. I'd rather go larger than smaller with this. Very eerie. Thank you for the follow. Yes, it is slightly red. Because I mean, when we're generally looking at people's pupils, we see pure black because there's very, very little light that goes in and then comes back out of the retina. But usually when you're taking a picture with front-facing light like this, I guess it's not exactly front-facing, but there's probably some lighting coming from behind the camera. We do get to see the tiniest reflection, so this is not going to be perfect black. Also just because of the camera's configuration. I think that notification went out like a minute later. Is Twitch okay? Hope Twitch is doing well today. It seems stable. I hope it stays that way. Anyway, yeah, when you see red in the pupils, especially when you use flash, which is when you're gonna see this effect the most, it's because not all the light gets absorbed in your retina. A little bit gets reflected and bounces back into the camera. When you see red in people's eyes in the photos, you're literally seeing their retinas. Good day. I'm sorry. I did it just to spite you. that makes it better. Yeah, I had to skip the stream last week because I was very stressed out. You might have seen the situation on the Discord. It was kind of stressful. Thankfully it got resolved. I'm not going to talk about it here publicly, but if you were on the Discord when it happened, you might have seen it. But yeah, just suffice to say, it was a stressful situation that thankfully didn't get too far. So yeah, we're good. You have 7 days. For what? You're making a threat. Good day. Wasn't expecting this from you. Okay, so next thing I want to do is just take the pupil and try to fit it around the main part of the fractal. So at least we'll get the bigger chunk of the edge will already be fit, and then we'll have to just do something for the rest of the small openings there. I was thinking of other types of fractals to put in here, but there are not many round fractals. Not so common. So yeah, I just went with Mandelbrot again. But only give 6 days. You're not the best with threats. You're doing great. You're doing great. No, you gotta start somewhere with threats. Okay, so first thing, we're just making a feathered edge for this. Let's start from something a bit nicer. 4 gathers. Thank you for the follow. Also, I just noticed we're like 30 followers away from 1,000. Which is, I mean, it's Twitch, it's not like Twitter where there's a lot more people. That's a lot for Twitch, I think. Look, I stream on Twitch, and I've streamed for a couple years. I still have no idea how Twitch's culture is in general, because I barely watch it. This gaming Twitch is not very interesting to me. No hate, but it's not my thing. Yeah, you better follow. They're like 972 according to this, which is out of date usually, so it might be like a couple more. Oh, that's one more Camin viewer. Thank you for the follow. The only one I watch regularly. Oh, thank you. This is nice because I like the edge it's making, but it's kind of camouflaging the shape of the fractal, which I don't love. Just kind of muddying it a little. Cryptix phobia. Thank you for the follow. So we might not go with that thick edge that the real pupil has. We'll try and cut it a little bit thinner. Let's see, if I get to 1,000 followers today, I'll freak out. I don't know how much I get on average. Hold on. Gotta use this for the first time ever. I don't know how long I'll be streaming for. I got 3 pictures prepared, this and 2 more, and then we can do some other things. Depends on how long each one takes. Okay. Since now you got this prediction. Now people can make predictions. I never used this before, so I thought, oh, it'd be a nice thing. My pupil will go fractal, exactly. Hey Kala. Fractals, hell yeah. Kala, how many VTuber avatars have you made for yourself? This is an intervention. We need to talk. You have a problem. Do you want to answer that? Like 3 or 4 in the last month? Come on. I can't be. In total 6? Are you crazy? Just for yourself. Stop hogging all the VTuber avatars. Make some for others. I'd ask you for one if I used it more frequently. You're my speed dial if I ever need one. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Everybody's on my side for this prediction. We'll see if you guys got it. Infinity Knee. Thank you for the follow. Just slowly getting to 1,000. We'll see if it's possible. You should have said no to antagonize. I would have seen it, because now I can see it next to you guys' names, which I didn't know was a thing. I can... So if you vote against me, you've snitched on yourselves. Shame on you. So far everybody's falling in line, which is nice. Okay, these textures will need a little bit of coaxing because they're sharper than the rest. But when we add noise to everything in the end, everything should equalize. Making 3D avatars for friends to practice. That's nice. Hard to find picture of a wolf at night. Surprisingly so. Yeah, because I don't think it's that surprising. Night pictures are usually very, very hard to find. And I imagine if you're a wildlife photographer that does take a very impressive picture of a wolf at night, you don't just release it for free wherever. And those are the kind of people that will take those pictures. Not like hobbyists that are more likely to release their pictures for free. don't think these are that important. I guess they do add a little bit of kind of volume to things. That's why I'm not turning these around, because that way, as you can see, I'm using the same eye, and all of them are lit more from the right, which means that everything will have that same lighting, and the volume it implies will be more or less equal. It's the wrong color, and you can fix that. Colors can always be painted. The context here, good day, is learning Photoshop at a very rapid pace, and we're all very proud of him. Love to see it. I honestly love seeing more people get into this, because God knows we need it. There's no community of people doing creepy Photoshop. See, obviously this is too sharp compared to the rest, and it'll probably get drowned in the noise. So, is it that important that I put it? Probably not, but yeah. It puts a little bit of contrast behind all these smaller, straggler fractals, which is nice. Makes them pop a little bit more, hopefully. Maybe won't even be visible. Okay, see you later, good day. Photoshop kinda intimidates me. I get that. It has a very steep learning curve, but it is really not that bad. Like, just learning a little bit of Photoshop will get you a long way. I always say that knowing 30% of Photoshop, you can do 70% of what you aim to do. Like literally every effect you can try. With effect, I mean like specific things you want to do, like matching lighting, cutting things, specific like overlays and stuff. Everything can be done like one of 10 ways. And you just need to learn one of those ways, and you'll get better in time as you learn more ways of doing the same thing, and kind of being able to judge which one is the best for each specific problem you're trying to solve, and just kind of building on that knowledge, if that makes sense. But yeah, just knowing a little bit of Photoshop will allow you to do so many things. I really recommend it. Can't make a community around tricking people. A secret society with wolves, you say? Could be a nice idea. How have you guys been enjoying the Werewolf series? It's been a lot of fun to make so far, and we still got a couple things planned. In terms of new parts to the series, we're finishing this like second thread, which is more about the big mouth they have and the origins of that. And we're planning a third one, which is going to be about silver in this world. Which I'm not going to spoil a lot, but it's basically werewolves steroids. in this case. We're kind of turning the idea of silver harming werewolves on its head. Which should be fun. When do we start biting people? Whenever you want. You're free to bite people. Go out. Saw chaos. Please don't. I will let anyone know I've instructed people to bite others in this stream. I have never said so. Okay, we need to turn this... I mean... this? Oh, this is nice as well, by the way. That's quite cool. Okay, the idea is to turn this into this sort of texture. So... okay, first thing, just gonna copy these two layers. I'm gonna turn them normal. Sorry for the eyesore. And I'm gonna do... something like that should do. 106, 216. Maybe we can't write them. 106, I said? There we go. So now I combine these, and now I have a layer that it does have a little bit of white edge, but I can still put it on multiply and it won't be a problem. We might have removed... okay, so I might add back some of the finer details we just lost, but this will serve as a nice base, I think. I'm telling that to the cops, no. Don't snitch. First rule of Werewolf Club, don't snitch. Okay, so we have this. It's not perfect. See, I want to keep this. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep that lower one, that original, so we don't get any weird... so we don't lose all that finer detail. And then we're going to create a separate group, which is going to have this as a layer mask, in which I'm going to copy the original, and you can see a layer mask at work here. What I want to do is look at the entire original, but just the interior of the eye. What is the fractal? Good question. I don't think I've explained it this stream. Hold on, let me cut this and then we'll do a little retrospective through the whole Fractal series. So you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. Let me save this. Pull up the Fractal series. Give me a sec. Oh, hold on. Got it on my website, that should be easier. Let me get you the Fractal series. Okay. So, this whole series of edits that I'll link the Twitter here in a second. So you guys can follow it on your own and look at the pictures closely if you guys want. You can start through here and then go follow the quote tweets below. Yearly Dogs, thank you for the follow. And I guess I missed Unsuspecting Vang and Chaos Cowl. thank you for the follow as well. Anyway, you can follow it through Twitter. I'm going to explain it briefly through here. So it all starts in 2006 in this fictional world. There is a spill in a boat, and some unknown chemical leaks into the water and starts spreading in a fractal pattern, as you can see here. This, like, accidental chemical reaction or whatever happens starts spreading. And it starts spreading to animals and causing all sorts of weird things. They first noticed weird fish in the area, the months following. But this thing that seems like an isolated incident is not. The fractal, whatever is causing the fractal, is spreading and spreading and kind of self-multiplying. And it eventually, by causing those fractal patterns in the water, it eventually picks up into a whole cyclone, a whole hurricane, which goes into the coast, spreading all this, as you can see here in the sky, spreading all this fractal chemical in the air, which is kind of iridescent. And here you can see it starts affecting animals. And, oh, you couldn't see my... Anyway, next part here we see how it affects wildlife and animals in general before we start seeing how it affects humans. So you can see a flower here that's going in a fractal pattern. You can see some birds flying in a fractal pattern. And a spider creating a fractal spider web. The spider itself is fractal as well. You can see here. So it not only affects the shape of the animals, but their whole behavior. Next thing we see is some people start to come with strange infections, like this guy with a sore step throat. Well, they analyze the bacteria in there, and they see the bacteria is growing again in fractal patterns. So that's where we left off. And we're already getting, like, as you guys can see, we're getting closer to humans. And Romek, hey, I recognize that name. How are you doing? Hello. Should make the World Society meta with news reports of me getting arrested and starting a real. God, that would be such a way to end it. The web. Yeah, the web is one of my favorites. So we're moving on to humans with this series. Hey, Romek. And we're gonna do a few, like, I guess, smaller symptoms before getting to, like, freakier stuff, right? If that makes sense. So we're starting off with things like weird growths, like the eyes. We're gonna do a mouth. Warning, it's a little bit, We're gonna do a mouth, and we're gonna do a hand, and we're gonna do like nails growing in patterns like that. So yeah, that's gonna be the next part, I think. All those three pictures, unless I come up with something different. But that's the plan. So that's gonna be like the fractal syndrome, and it's gonna be the start of this whole, like, the series is gonna continue in that direction of how does it affect humans, like, what does it do not only to their bodies, but to their minds, and that's the direction it's going to progress in. How would it affect the masses? Exactly. That is what we're going to explore. Okay, so I don't want to make the noise larger, so I don't want to resize this. So I'm thinking this is going to feather the edge, so it's a little bit easier to fit together. Something like that. Then I'm just going to turn this into its own layer. Just gonna copy it around, and then we'll figure out how to integrate it all. Because as you can see, there's like these edges that look a bit weird, but sometimes I prefer to just fill the space first and then figure out how to combine it all. Oh, thanks, Ramek. How do you get the idea for this? So, wait, is this on? Oh, I forgot I had to turn it off the whole day. It all started back in November. Last November, god, that's long ago now. This artist, Floof Hips on Twitter, or Reda, if you know them. They started this thing called E-Revember, which is one of those like monthly challenges that have prompts for you to do art on, and it was like exactly my brand, so I went for it. And it was all like kind of unexplained events. I think that sound like one of those freaky unexplained events that science can't figure out, that kind of thing. One of them was the Mandelbrot leak. Mandelbrot being this type of fractal we're doing today, this one. So that was the first part in the series, and it was supposed to be a one-shot thing, just for fun. But yeah, people liked it a lot, and I liked it a lot. I was like, I should develop this concept into its own thing. So it was supposed to be a one-part thing. That's why the first one is kind of more of an isolated incident, and the next ones start following each other. Anyway, Omega Baer, thank you for the follow, and Natsumi Mo, thank you. I'm gonna go Fractal in the background and lurk. And next we find Nathan. He's grown into strange patterns. Reject humanity, fractalize. Guys, stop predicting the end of this series. It's not literally gonna be that, but it's kind of gonna be that. I mean, it's very, of course, if you see this, you'll, and you read the Junji Ito, you'll probably figure out this is very, very much inspired by Uzumaki. And yeah, we're gonna go for that sort of apocalyptic ending of just nothing matters. Let's all accept the fractal and become part of it. I love that ending. I love that kind of ending. If you haven't, like, please do yourself a favor. If you haven't, go read Uzumaki by Junji Ito. I'm just gonna write it because it's Japanese and I'm probably pronouncing it horribly. So I'm gonna write it in chat. And if you read that, you'll basically have read the better version of this story, just with spirals instead of fractals. Okay, we got the kind of the tone of it figured out. Now we need to just get a consistent texture all over this area. And I'm gonna do it in a very simple way. So I'm gonna do this manually. I have an action to do it, but that way, if you're interested, you can see how I do. You create a 50% gray layer. You just put it there. You put it on soft light. Overlay will do similarly, but soft light is good. And then you go filter, noise, add a noise, and you'll add monochromatic Gaussian noise. As you can see, this creates a noise that is actually quite good already. But we're gonna do a very small Gaussian blur, followed by a little bit of smart sharpening. And for this, I'm just gonna put it in normal because I want to see what I'm doing. And I want to see how big the noise is as well. So I'm just going to drill a hole in here. Just so I can compare. Okay, the size of the noise seems alright. So now we're just going to go filter, sharpen, smart sharpen, and obviously not that amount because that's crazy. But we'll just sharpen it a little bit. Because we just blurred it and that kind of clumps the noise together. We all with small fractals in the Wonder Factor. Exactly. Uzumaki was the first work of Janjada I've read. Yeah, oh that's great. It's a great introduction to his work too. And Nextware, thank you for the follow. For me it was Amegara Fault. Which is a very nice introduction as well. I feel like it's very much like his vibe condensed. Anyway, so instead of adding this in soft light or overlay, which would just add the noise, I might just add it. We just add it on luminosity and hold on. I'll leave this in normal. Gonna make this into smart objects. Add it on luminosity and then let's see how that looks. Okay, so that really softened the whole thing a little bit. I'm gonna remove like remnants of this layer. I'm gonna do the same thing to the whole group because as you can see it's kind of stretching some areas. So I'm gonna try to neutralize that a little bit. Doesn't need to be too much because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna go in and judge how perfect the fractal is. They're just gonna see, oh, cool fractal. Akira, thank you for the follow. Guys, we made a prediction at the beginning of the stream, which is what you might see some people with a prediction logo next to their names. Of if I was gonna be able to reach 1,000 followers today. I am at 900, let me see. 983. We are so close. I have no idea if we'll reach it. Because I haven't streamed in a couple weeks either, which usually when you do a little break like that, it's after that it's hard to like regain the usual traffic. So I have no idea. Guess we shall see. Okay, this is looking better. I do want to go into soft light and add a little bit of shadows though. Around here, because we're not looking at a perfectly flat surface. When you see a little bit of retina behind, or a little bit of color behind the pupil, you're literally seeing the retina. You're not seeing a flat surface in the back, or a deep black void. You're seeing the back of the eyeball. So obviously the lighting is not going to be flat. Might be a little bit more like this. 1K gang, hell yeah. Let's see, that's more or less how it happens in the real eye. There's more light in this area. Because I guess it's kind of absorbing a little bit of what's coming through here. And repeat the same thing on the other smaller apertures. Anyway, how is that looking? You know, there's some parts of the edge that I don't love as much. What I might do is feather this ever so slightly. Should give us some nicer edges. And do the same thing on the base fractal. So just a little bit of Gaussian blur. Okay, now that everything's more or less set in place, just gonna combine everything into a single layer, and we're gonna go into camera raw, start doing some color editing. So there's a very specific color scheme with this whole series. You might have noticed that it's very like pink and blue and has this iridescent colors to it. So that's why right off the bat I'm just changing the temperature quite a bit to go into this purplish blue tone, because that'll help look like the color scheme of the whole series when you see it all together. I'm just gonna pull up the browser in a second, and you can see here it's all like purplish, and there's some oranges and some yellows, like accents, some greens, kind of like iridescence. Think about a soap bubble, for example, that kind of thing. You can see there's some reflections here, which I might actually steal from here and put into the eye, because we have a more or less similar situation. That might be a good idea. You know, reduce, reuse, recycle. Save us some time. Next thing, we're gonna add a bunch of grain, which will help mitigate all the differences in different grains from parts of the image. I'm just gonna more or less fit the size to what the original grain was. Feels like it could be a bit larger. Okay, next we're gonna add some vignettes, and I like to really increase the vignette a lot to see where I'm painting it, and then just decrease it. Oh, thanks for the save reminder. I will save right as I leave this menu. Okay, so this is 0 vignette. I feel like we can add a little. It doesn't need a lot, I think, because it already has a sort of natural vignette to it. And then we can go into color grading. And I think we're gonna go with blue on the shadows and pink, purple on the highlights. Or maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, I kind of like this configuration better. Just gonna tone it down a little. Like if you go too hard on your color grading, it can become overpowering. It's a balance. That's pretty nice. Okay, how about... oh, save. How about we go into... our Petri dish edit. Oh, I guess the microscope edit is what I mean. Let's see, it might take a while because it's a PSB, it's very large. Lately I've upped my file, like my default file sizes to 6,000 pixels wide. And when you get to 100 layers and a large file size, it can really chug your computer. And basically, like I used to work mostly on PSDs. When PSDs get to more than 2.5 gigabytes, you need to save it as a PSB, which is a specific file type for large documents. Basically, all I'm doing is large documents lately. There it is. You're stopping by to say I love your work. Oh, thank you, Mounty Days. I really appreciate it. You have a good day as well. Okay, so let's go to the microscope. This is final edit. We are looking specifically there we go. That is the iridescence, these two layers. So they're perfect because they're round. They've already been sort of adjusted, so we can probably just put them, or some fractal eye up here. With little modification, we can probably put them on. We'll see. Close the PSB just to stop chugging my whole Photoshop with that huge document. No, I don't want to save. Okay, so we now have these two layers. As you can see, they're already more or less fitted to the circle, and we can adjust this to the edge there. Okay, we just need to Control T. There we go. Oh, that is cool, isn't it? I'm liking that. Give it a sec. So we're just moving a bunch of different layers and editing them at once, and they all have their own filters and stuff. Big Photoshop moment. Okay, finished loading. Oh, thank you. I've been working on that playlist for a while. So, if you want to use it on your streams, I think it's Spotify. There we go, yeah. It's that Spotify playlist. It's all either video game music or video game remixes, stuff like they can't put into Twitch's music system, or by artists who specifically allowed stuff for Twitch. Like I recently added a bunch of stuff by Too Mellow, which is so cool because I love his stuff. It's very nice to be able to listen to it on stream. With his permission, of course. Okay, so now we can mess with individual things. This is a hard light layer. Add some ripples. This one also adds ripples. Let's see. It is quite strong. And this one is just a bubble. That is on overlay. It's very simple. Okay. Really like this rippley look. Now what I might do is put it directly on the eye like this. Instead of applying it on top of the mixed layer. I do it the other way around. I do the whole mixing on top of it. So you can see the difference before and after. Went too far with the blue, I think. As always, the whole color thing is a balance. But I like how it's making the eye itself, like the iris, look iridescent. Pretty nice. Okay. That's our before and after there. How do you guys see it? How are we feeling about this? Well, you can see the real before and after, which is this. This part is bothering me. It's too well lit for its general area. So I want to do something like this. Thank you, Marina. Boring thing when you're working on that top level editing where you're basically combining everything and change the whole colors is that when you need to go back and change something below it, you need to redo all, like reapply all the filters. It just adds a little bit of tedium there. It's fine. Just an extra little step. Anyway, I think that does it for the eye. Should we move to the mouth or to the hand? So for the mouth, basically this is the only good picture I could find. It's kind of nasty, I know, it's gingivitis, but what are you gonna do? It's the only like decent picture I could find. I wanted an open mouth where we could see like the inside, and I really couldn't find anything good. I was like in focus and was gonna serve as a nice base for this. So I guess we gotta go for a closed mouth. And I don't know how to fractalize these teeth. Oh, I need to save the one before the ISB instead. I don't know exactly how to fractalize them. So my idea was, with the open mouth, I mentioned we were seeing like here with the palate, like behind the teeth, like sharks, have like several layers of teeth. And that would be like fractal enough, right? It's like recursive and like good enough. But for this, we don't have access to the inside of the mouth, so I think the base picture is good, but I don't know exactly what to do with it. I feel like maybe we could change the edges of the teeth, or have more teeth coming out from here instead of from the inside. Kind of like smaller and then smaller teeth above them, smaller teeth above them. Kind of like infinitely recursive. I don't know. You guys have any ideas? And for the hand, I do have a more specific idea. This was sent to me the other day on Twitter. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. That's something I could use on the Fractal series. Someone sent me this. These are called eccentric flints, and it's a specific type of Mesoamerican arts from the Mayas mostly. And yeah, it's like, I don't know what the use was, I think ceremonial stuff. But I really like those intricate shapes with, it's very fractal and it would work perfectly for the Fractal series. So I thought, where to use this? And since we're doing like this body horror section of the Fractal series, I thought, why not nails? Something that grows quickly, where you could show some of the first symptoms of this fractal thing. So what grows quickly? I thought hair, but hair is hard to represent in a nice way. So nails. And I want to use the shape of this, then kind of just smooth out the more stony areas to make them look like nails. The teeth fractalizing into the gums. Could be. Yes, exactly. Fingernails. So I guess we can start with this since we have a more specific idea. I would think of the other one. It's not going anywhere. So I just did this quick Photoshop select subject function, which has worked quite well. Not perfect, but this kind of things, it works well. Simple subjects, or clear subjects and simple backgrounds. Getting a bit confused with the shadow down there, but it's to be expected. Anyway, we now have a pretty nice selection of this. We might have to touch it up in areas, but enough to start working with. So I don't know if I'm gonna blur or remove this background in any way. It was the best picture I could find of this specific concept of someone just showing off their fingers. Or at least at a decent quality. There were some in Wikimedia that were a bit more direct or simple background, but that were like 2000 pixels wide, so. A tongue print in fractal shape would be cool. That's true. That's a good idea. Or a fingerprint. A fingerprint in fractal shape would be I don't know how I would do it, but might be a nice idea. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna copy this and get select a chunk just to be one of the nails. Maybe this. How about that? It's weird, but you know. We could have this one in a different place though, so it doesn't collide with others. I'll figure it out. This one, I like as well. This area. I'll have to fix up some of the lighting as well. That's fine. Not a huge problem. By the way, I went with vertical here because I don't know how long I was going to make the nails. If we go like about this short, we can benefit more from a horizontal crop. So yeah, you can rotate the image 90 degrees to whatever side and just do this. Maybe even zoom it in a little. How about this one? Maybe we could use it here. Can say how it's because I have to sleep. Oh, thank you so much, Bitwarm. You have a good night. Okay.
5 months of you not being able to escape my clutches, how's it feel?
It feels terrible. How are you doing, Dapper? Official sugar daddy of the stream. I really can't stop you, can I? Thank you. Just got home to see a relaxing stream of someone doing very gross fingernails on people. a wonderful choice. What about this clawed one? A bit larger. Like that. I actually got a break today because my back. Phew. Thank God. Win this round. For once. Okay, how's this for gross fractal fingernails? Obviously not blended, but just the concept of them. Doing well, doing well. Skip last week, but we're back, baby. I'm still not sure about this one that does the angle. Oh, I mean this one. It's too weird that it does an angle like that. Maybe it can just be this tip here. Gonna flip it around so the lighting matches. Hell yeah. Very gross fingernails. You know, I said we were gonna get into body horror, so you guys signed up for this. I want nobody complaining. Okay, first thing we gotta do is match the color more or less. I'm gonna group everything into a single group there. Gonna do color, and we're gonna try to pick a fingernail color. Cross the finger. Oh god, this is even worse. This is somehow even worse. Well, I guess. Hold on. Yeah, we'd be dealing with the white part of the fingernails, not the pink one. So it would be pink here. But not above. Oh, we should go with the whitish tone. Do we have anything to pick from? Very little. Just this. Cushing mitts. God. Very cool images in our brains today. Okay, so first things first, they need some levels to make them not as dark. A little bit towards here. Try to more or less match the lighting in the fingers, like their respective fingers. Let's see if the natural color of the nails works here. It kind of doesn't. Let's see, hue. This guy really needs a manicure, he does. Today on stream we're doing a reverse manicure. We're taking this poor person and just fucking up their nails to the fullest extent. Using literal bits of flint. You know, it's nail-like enough. If you imagine fucked up nails, maybe they could go like that. I don't know. Okay. They need some noise or some kind of grain on them. So I'm gonna do what I did before for the grain, just as an automated thing. And it's gonna need to be much larger. So I'm gonna put it on overlay. I'm gonna grip it up, just gonna make it larger like this. That is the lazy way. But you know, gotta be lazy. Basically here trying to match the size of this noise with the size of this one. Hopefully that'll do. Yeah, that seems more or less correct. And everyone here is gonna need a good old Gaussian blur, of course. We'll see how much. 2 or 3 even. Yeah, that could do. We're also gonna go to the mask, and we are gonna feather it same 3.6. Basically gonna repeat that for all the others. Give everything a sec to apply. You might see, even though my Photoshop is in English, for some reason it still kept the Spanish way of inputting decimals, which is with a comma instead of a dot of a point. It's strange. But yeah, that's why I do it with commas. Because the Spanish-speaking world, for some reason, decided to do math a different way to the rest of the world. Trying to fix that edge a little bit. With all the feathering, that'd be, there we go. Everyone remember to hydrate. It is summer, and this region is usually not like very hot at all, but it's still, it gets so incredibly humid, it's very uncomfortable. Okay, we might need a little bit of clone stamping as well to fix up some of the more irregular edges that may make it look less like fingernails. Cool villain codes. Oh, thanks for the save reminder. Yeah, same. I really like fall. Oh, needs to be a PSB as well? Damn, why is it so large already? I guess it's all the flint. They're pretty large layers. Okay, this one is probably gonna need a lot of clone stamping. Slightly better, I think. Like, I don't mind keeping some of the streaks there, because it makes the nails look more like... well, like they've grown messily and quickly and not naturally. So that's not necessarily bad. But I still want to keep it from looking too much like what it is, which is flint. Glow-in-the-dark Minecraft blanket. That's great. Okay, that should be a little bit better. Flattened out some of the more exaggerated things. Still looking a bit gray and colorless. Which, I mean, yeah, it's the part of the nails that's coming out. That's supposed to be white, right? It doesn't look natural in color yet, I think. Bingus lover. Thanks for the follow. Trying to fix up some of the worst looking edges. And that is our color layer. Kinda want to keep some of the more yellowish colors, because, you know, that's more nail-like. Gotta go to class. Sorry to hear that. Enjoy yourself until then. Okay, maybe instead of color, I want to do overlay and try to get something like this. Maybe color more than overlay. Because I think I need some reference. How do really long nails look like? No, very long nails. Those people that just let them grow crazily. Longest nails, perhaps. Yeah, these kind of... why would you do that? Anyway. They look very solid, which is strange. It's not what you expect. And look at close-ups. I guess this one is painted though. This one's more natural. This is horrible to look at, by the way. from the worst. Yeah, they look more like brown than anything else. Would you let your nails grow like that? Folks really are out there doing that kind of thing. The real body horror wasn't... yeah, exactly. Real life bit fiction once again. So I guess more brown, though this is not a good brown. Some browns might help. Gonna do some color outside as well. See if I can. See if I can create a continuous tone between the two things. And create a bit of soft light as well. You know, have you guys seen some of the last stuff I shared on Twitter of really amazingly talented people doing works based on my edits? I'll show you in a second. But I was just thinking, you know, those people that go viral because they make like really weird nails and with very strange themes. I'd love to see someone do that for this. I made fractal nails for myself. Look at that. Anyway, hell, let me show you because I've been so excited to see this the last few days. It kind of came out all at the same time too. So first, I'm gonna show you an animation. So someone made an animation based on my circus edit, if you remember that one. It's really cool. It's like hand painted and hand drawn and must have taken so much effort. It's just incredible. Check this out. There's no sound, it's just a short little animation. Oh, I guess Twitter compression is gonna be horrible, but check that out. I love it. And also, this was a few days ago. Also yesterday. Be over here somewhere. Also based on that same edit, which is funny because it's two separate people doing this without knowledge of each other. So very, very much a coincidence. This amazing voice actor, Zane Schacht, did this little thing based on the same edits. Let me turn off the music. Hope you guys can hear it well.
We welcome you to the Turner Brothers Circus. Now let's have a big hand for the star of tonight's show. Mermix, the Amazonian mammoth ant. Now, folks, do not be afraid. Though Mermix has mandibles that could cut a man in two, and a hard chitinous shell that renders him all but impervious to harm, why, he's just a big old softy. In fact, here comes his good friend Gizmo the Clown. Go ahead, Gizmo, give him a nice big smooch for the crowd. Show everyone he's a romantic deep down. See, folks, he's a love bug. Gizmo, give him a little custard pie. Ants love sweets, right? Then feed it, you idiot. Don't throw it at him. Now, everyone remain calm. Please. Oh, God, get him out of there. Someone get a crowbar. Pry his jaws open. Turn that off.
There you go. I love that. So cool. Now let's see if my audio... You guys hear that well, by the way. Turn on my audio, but I'll link the to itself so you guys can... I can retweet. No, he really did a fantastic job. Let me turn on the music. It's so good, the sound effects and everything, it's amazing. Oh, it's so incredibly hot in here. Anyway, yeah, very good voice acting. Actually, I'm talking to Zane to do a little collaboration in the future. Might talk about it later. We'll see. We know the music is all right now because I fumbled with sliders and everything, so. Exactly, it's so cool. It makes me feel so proud, and I'm also like super happy for the... Like proud of my work and proud of other people's work as well. Very cool. And you prescribed this awesome Of course, doctor recommended. Doing some nasty nails. I think they're looking pretty alright so far. Like, I wasn't convinced they were nails, now I'm starting to get convinced. So that's a good sign. I might turn this one around a bit. Which I know will require me to turn around a few other layers, but that's fine. I just know the spot where I'm turning them from, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, I'm wondering about the background, because I'm not entirely convinced. So I might do a quick select here, just to get the fingers. It did a wonderful job. I mean, I didn't give you too hard of a job, Photoshop, so you better not complain. So I'm gonna do that in verts and add some levels. I just want to turn this into more of a dark gray. More of nondescript black gray and dark gray instead of seeing more. I can see it's a forest behind him. Okay. You have a good nap, Dapper. See, you are partaking in Spanish culture. That's a true siesta. Edges are not perfect, but they're soft enough that it doesn't matter too much. I could even go into the finger a little bit to even paint some extra shadows. So double purpose. So here are some nasty nails. Now we can do our regular stuff. Adjust it to the color scheme of the whole series. Okay, do our typical effects. Add a little vignettes, especially add quite a lot of grain because the base picture is quite grainy. So we want to sort of match that. We already added some grain specifically to the nails, but doing it in post like we're doing now can help quite a bit. It's too large, I think. Could be about there. Okay, bit of color grading. We're gonna add some blue to that shadow. Let's see, because I don't want the fingers to become pink or weird. I gotta strike balance there. How do you feel about this? Whoa, I hate that bug. It always startles me. We got our fractal hand. I might bring in some of the iridescent colors from here, perhaps from this bubble. And try to maybe add them to the reflection. Thank you, Natsumi. It's a bit weird for me because I've never done anything to body horror in my account, so like since I've been doing spooky art like this, so I don't want to like people won't be expecting a lot of this, and I don't want to like scare people away, like you know, like, oh, this guy's posting gross stuff, you know. So I gotta try to be tasteful as one can be. Like, we're doing fucked up eyes, we at least put nice colors on them. Try to give it some cool, colorful tones. Creepy aesthetics. Yeah, I hope that I enjoy it, but it's one of those little fears that you get on the back of your mind. So what I want to do here is only to the nails themselves. We add a little bit of that reflective tone from the bubble. And we'll see. This is a very large layer, by the way, as you can see. So every time I edit it, it just takes a while to load. So I really want to get the positioning right, because as you can see, Photoshop is really thinking about this. There we go. So what I want to do is delete the layer mask and just hide it entirely. And then maybe just paint a little bit like this. Because the whole thing about this, like aesthetically, the whole thing about this fractal, I call it the fractal juice, because it became a meme. For some reason people started calling it the fractal juice and I ran with it. Like, not officially, but in the story, but we call it the fractal juice. So the thing that's turning everything into fractals is unknown chemical. That's like self-replicating, has this like soapy color, like iridescence. So I've tried to add a little bit of that iridescence. As you can see, I added it to the eye around here. So everything that's affected by the fractal, I try to give a bit of those colors. So it's more of an aesthetic thing, and that's, if you see in Annihilation, it also matches that, their color aesthetic there. It's kind of coincidental, because my idea for doing the iridescent colors was from the first edits in this series. Obviously it's a spill in the water, so I used like oil spill, pictures of oil in water and how it refracts like that. And then the second one was this kind of shiny fish as well. So when I continued, I just continued with this, and it turns out Annihilation did the same thing, and it's also kind of an inspiration for this series. So yeah, let's just go with inspiration. We need to be too worried. Been slowly ramping up the horror in this series. Yeah, I guess people have been expecting that this series will go into fractal humans at some point. So how about that? Maybe I'll turn down the opacity a bit. But just adds that touch of weird shiny color to them. Could be nice. I still have to add them to this, but that's the idea. So I'll copy this first bubble just to save on space, because it's gonna get enormous. I'm gonna apply layer mask, so we only stay with the part we painted on. which will be annoying if we need to add more, but... And we get a few more colors in here. We gotta do the same thing. It's 60% opacity already, good. Mostly trying to paint it on the highlights. To try to imply more that it shines those colors than it just looks like that all the time. That makes sense. More like a reflectiveness. I could also do a blend if. That could be nice. So I could just paint it a bit more. Then I double click here. I just, if the underlying layer is dark, make it disappear. Ooh, that actually looks good. I like that. I'll do the same thing to the other one too. Oh, even though I already manually did it a little bit. Oh, I guess it's just behind the camera. There, now you can see what I'm doing. Not doing anything. Or it's taking a while to load every time I change something. So just a little touch, but hopefully it helps. We still haven't signed these, by the way. I gotta give it a sec to process everything. We're working with very large files sometimes, so Photoshop hates that sometimes. But you can decide exactly what to do. Oh, thank you. I'm just improvising. But it's for me it's a fun part. I go into an edit having an idea, maybe having some base pictures, but having no idea how to like I don't have any preconceived idea about how to do the execution for it. So it's every edit is its own little challenge. I just think that's fun. God, it's really chugging today. What's up? Good night. I think since I opened that document before, it just got very slow. But this is saved. It should be saved. I saved like 2 steps ago. So this is also saved. I'm just gonna close and open Photoshop for a sec. I'll leave you with the browser for a sec. because that usually helps. Sometimes you open like one cursed document, and after you've opened it, it just slows down Photoshop. Or even if you close the document itself, you need to like entirely close Photoshop, or everything is slowed down for some reason. I don't know. Photoshop be like that sometimes. Nobody understands. Yeah, exactly. Turn it off and on again. Doing the IT crowd method. And the eye. Hold on. I just opened the eye twice, like a dummy. Oh, there's the eye PSB and eye PSD. I'm stupid. Hey, welcome back, good day. Oh, I guess I can put this back on. One of the bad things about working with PSBs instead of PSZs is that they open so slowly. It's a bit annoying when you do this, but you know. Gotta work with what we got. Okay. So I think everything is... yeah, all the layers are there and everything. That is good. Something else I've been noticing while going back and forth here is that I think I messed up some of the edges by trying to reduce the lines on the edge, which appear sometimes. Messed up and it introduced these notches that don't look very good. I'll try to smooth those out a little bit. Also remove any straggler lines. Let's see, it introduces this kind of thing. Oh. Work on the appropriate layer, of course. Like, I don't mind the edges looking a bit messy when you're doing something like this. There's some areas that would be a bit too cut. And that's me, you're a VTuber, right? I didn't recognize the name at first, but then it clicked. You know, I have a very bad VTuber avatar I made myself. It's me as Bugman. Yeah, I made it with one of those free 3D programs, more for a meme than anything. But I've seen, like, I've been streaming just with a face cam for a while. I think it would be weird to go from that for, like, to VTuber from that. But I've seen people like Oki, who's doing a lot of streaming now and has an amazing VTuber avatar. And it makes me a bit jealous. Like, that's very cool. And of course, Scala, friend of the stream, who's made himself about 40 VTuber avatars because he just has that power. Incredible. Okay, we got 3 out of 4. Just this one a little bit. Oh, thanks for the save reminder. You guys really saved my life. If you've... what was it, like... maybe 3 streams ago? Might have been? Somewhere around there. Where I didn't remember to save for like... basically the whole edits. And I was like... maybe an hour and something in. And my computer crashed. Not like Photoshop crashed, my whole computer crashed. And Photoshop usually saves like some safety versions of this, but for some reason the way my computer crashed, it lost everything. And yeah, that is why you should save, guys. And that is why the save reminder thing is really saves lives. Or at least a lot of time potential. Anyway, that was just me making sure the edges look nice because I'm a bit of a maniac with that, but it's not something people are gonna notice, but you know. Oh, get constructive criticism. When you get a second, will you check this thing here out? Spend a good 45 minutes trying to get it to look good. What do you think? Let me see. I'll pull it up into Photoshop. If it's oh, it's making me logging in. Wait, can you put it on the feedback thing on Discord? Because for some reason it's making me log back in, and I need two-factor authentication and everything, so it might just be faster if you... Oh, it's what you threw into feedback pit a few minutes ago. Feedback pit, for context, is the feedback channel on my Discord. That's where the link goes to. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure. You're back between classes? Welcome back. As briefly as you might be here. Okay, so good day it is for criticism. First, you're working with something this small, or did you just send a small preview? Because props to you if you're working on 400 by 300 pixels. If you are working on this size, I really recommend you to make it larger, because it's just going to make your life easier. Working at such small pixel size, you're basically looking at tiny pixels. Did your stream crash? Hold on. Is it just for good day that the stream went down? Okay, we'll wait for good day to come back, because I think it's on its end. Still working for Eldritch. Okay, then I think it just might be a good day. We can wait. Anyway, I just re-added everything on here. The difference might be tiny. Like, just check the difference in the edges here. But to me it's important, god damn it. Are you back? Good day. We know if the stream is stable for you. I don't want to do a whole spiel and you don't hear it. Anyway, yeah, it's getting a bit better. Gonna save that. This I didn't change anything, but I don't know where to sign this if we do. Ground fund return. Okay, you're back then? Okay, so I was saying, first things first, are you working on this at this size? Is this the size you're editing at? Because that seems painful to edit at. Like 400 pixels wide. What I would do is just go to percent here and blow it up like 300, 500%. It's so tiny anyway. 500% will give you 2000 pixels. It's still a very manageable size. You're doing it on your phone. Damn, that is dedication. In any case, I assume the thing you've edited, since you're working on this creature, is the jaws here and the fingers on the hands, right? Because that's a thing about it. To me, it looks flawless. Like, the only problem I see is that the image you're working on is really small. So just sharing it anywhere, it's gonna get compressed as hell or blown up, or the preview is gonna look tiny. So just next time, before you work on it, like just when choosing the file, choose something that's a bit larger. The jaw and the fingers, those look perfect. And I don't have any, like, at most maybe you can slightly adjust like where the leg and the fingers touch, like so. It's supposed to have 2 fingers, right? I can't wait to see what you do, by the way. I don't have anything else to say. It's really well done. It fits perfectly into the illustration. So yeah, good job. And damn, on your phone, you're crazy. I applaud your diligence, your patience. I've tried editing things on my phone before and I gave up. You're the Joker. And that you're absolutely insane? Yes, that is true. Okay, before we move on, let's try to find a way to sign this. I think I'm gonna use the little ripples here. But before, for new folks, or folks that are unfamiliar with my art, I always try to sign my pictures in the same way, which is hiding this symbol here, which is, I think you'll see it sometimes pop up on the corner of the stream. There it is. Yeah, it's like my logo, I guess, signature, but I never just put it as a watermark on the corner, because that's boring. I try to hide it somewhere in the image. It's also a fun thing for people who follow my work, because they have something to look for in every image. So that's fun. So, first I'm gonna hide these, because that's just a fully edited version. We're gonna sign it below that and then re-add the editing. It is also, yes, it's also, if you do a little watermark on the corner, people can just crop that out. And if they steal it, at least you know in your heart of hearts that some sign of, even though people are not gonna recognize it, just the people that do follow you, you know in your heart of hearts that there's a sign of you making it still there. I don't know. People are gonna steal stuff anyway. So it's the least we can do. Also, now that I notice, we have this line here that runs across to both sides, and it kind of feels empty, like not empty, but added on without having any volume around it, if that makes sense. So let me do a little thing here. Here over this whole group. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna do a copy of it. It's maybe the most visible line in this sense, and I can put it here. Then I can put it on luminosity, maybe. Overlay, but I need to. There we go. Oh, the iceberg. Yeah, I'm trying to use. Okay, so context before. An Italian band, or whoever made a cover, an album cover for them, stole one of my edits. They literally did, and just like edited on top of it, made a really ugly album cover, and yeah, then just used it for a single, and like nothing happened. So I'm trying to use Pixie, which is the service that I use to detect that there was like copyright theft going on, and I'm trying to go through them and send a legal notice to them because they have not listened to my private messages. So just going directly to legal notice. I've never done this. This is very weird and scary to me, but what like, they literally stole my work. I'm gonna show a comparison here, just so you guys see what happened. So, I guess I'll go here to my surreal stuff. It should be near the top. There we go. So this is back when I did surreal stuff, before I did horror. I did this one, right? Heart, iceberg. Well, obvious metaphor there. As you can see, I'm very creative. And I got this saved somewhere. I got a folder that's just called Stealers. People stole my stuff. This band made this ugly thing. Like, they just took my edits, added a ugly overlay, some red, like haphazardly painted red color. It goes out from the edges. Some electrical things and a shape of a lady or something like that. It's so bad. Like, yo, could put a little effort in it, right? But yeah, they literally just stole it. Obviously they didn't ask for any permission, they didn't get any license. Even if they did, I would not let like another, whoever is that made this album cover, I would not let another person just take my edit and edit on top of it. I would just say, no, if you wanted me to add something, I'll do it myself. You wanna? But or you don't touch it. But this is like adding insult to injury, right? Not only it is theft, it is also bad theft, exactly. So I tried to DM them, which is why you can see I'm following them. I don't have any not that I like this band for what they did, but I just needed to follow to DM them. They never responded to my DMs. They don't have any email listed. Their record company is also like extremely hard to contact. They never replied to me, so I just use this Pixie system, which is let me pull it up here. Well, I need to sign in and stuff. Pixie. You can upload your images there. It'll scour the internet for people using them if there are instances, and you can go through them and see if any of them are like unlawful, like this case. And this was the only, well, there were a couple other instances of people using that same picture with iceberg, but just directly using it. And those other two instances were also album covers for some reason. I don't know what musicians have with that image, but I guess the hit you over your head metaphor really resonates with them. I don't know. For the other people that have used it, I've contacted one directly and explained the situation, and he was very nice about it, and he paid a license. He was a very small time, very indie artist, so I didn't ask for a lot of money. I just wanted to resolve the situation. And the other one I haven't contacted yet, because I'd have no way of contacting them. I don't know, it's very weird. They're probably very small time as well, so it's not a huge deal. Anyway, yeah, I love the internet. And yeah, I guess I'll update you if I get any license or money from them. That's the least they could do, right? To that edit job. That ant trail is really bothering me now. Oh! This? Run by. I do it explicitly to bother people that do use Photoshop. Also just because this whole overlay is Photoshop themed. So it makes sense. You can see that also my follow or the subscribing message is not message, a sound alert is the Photoshop error sound. By which I mean it's not specific to Photoshop, but it's the one that comes up all the time when you use Photoshop. Which I managed to turn off on my computer. I don't hear the annoying Photoshop error sound anymore, but I make you hear it instead now. Okay, anyway, where was I? Okay, so I want to use this ripples and paint my signature with them. So, these little things. And maybe I can put one here, and bridge the gap with another one like this, and then do another one here. Or I guess we got two here, so that could make sense. Yeah, it took me a while to read through, but I got it. I got it, good, eh? So we got the VA. Alright. So I'm gonna make a third copy of this. Control Shift P to... Well, I don't need to... Control Shift P is just a shortcut I created, so don't use it at home. It will not work. You can create it as well though, because Puppet Warp is very, very useful. It's under Edit, Puppet Warp here. And if you go to, oh, it's right below my camera, but to this menu, and to Preferences, or, no, Keyboard Shortcuts, it's like right below behind my face, you can edit your own keyboard shortcuts for stuff you use a lot that doesn't have one already. Like, one I really recommend, I have it set to Control Shift G, is Gaussian Blur. Really useful to have it as a shortcut. And I don't know why Photoshop doesn't, because like doesn't come with it as a shortcut. It's just so useful. But yeah, screw Adobe, do it yourself. If you're listening to Adobe, this is for legal reasons, this is a joke. Alright, that is a signature. Is it camouflaged enough? Let's put the whole overlay on top. Do a little color correcting. Anyway, let me know if the signature is too obvious. I think it should work. Anyway, we are at 983 followers. We are still 17 away from the 1,000 followers. Can we make it? Okay, we got 2 edits. I don't know where I'll sign this one. Sometimes I only sign, if I do like a pack of a few images, like I'll do today, I just sign one of them. The one that's most likely to get possibly stolen. Like this one probably won't. This one's a bit more impressive, so it's gonna be like the flagship. Anyway, oh, I guess I closed it before with Photoshop. But I got the other image, which is the mouth. It's maybe the nastiest one of the 3. Well, not maybe, it's definitely the nastiest one of the 3. It's just a big old mouth there. But it's the best picture I could find for the mouth. So we'll have to use it. And what should we do with it? I'm thinking we could just add smaller teeth in between here, and then smaller ones, and then smaller ones, and just go like that. I'm wondering if we can just reuse the same teeth. In some way or another. Let's see. So first things first, I'm gonna do a copy of... I'm gonna take these 2 front ones. I don't know the names of the teeth in English, so you'll have to get used to me calling them this one or that one or the big one. You know, the big teeth. Okay, so I got a copy of A teeth. A tooth. See, I don't even know how to do the singular. I just forced chat to learn the names in Spanish. That's a good idea as well. Hey, Blaz. So if we take teeth like this, I'm gonna make this into a smart object so I can mess around with it a bit more. My first thoughts with this is let it grow right in between the other two and do this over and over. So we'll complete all the middle of the teeth, just adding another one, and then go in and adding a smaller one here. I think that would be the most logical fractalization. It's going well, guys. Having a fun stream, to be honest. We've done. I'm pretty proud of what we've done so far. There's fractal eye, fractal nails, no fractal teeth. Thanks for the save reminder. I think I might need to save the eye as well. So let them save both. Teeth. I had to get food. So sorry. Sorry you're eating food during the nasty body horror stream. Hey, you got the mock emote. Mock is the best. Okay, now I'm wondering, because Mock was at the beginning of the year, and I'm wondering how many people in here know what Mock is. Mock is a little running guy that Yearly Dogs posted. Like, not the emotes, but what it's based on. If someone has never heard of Mock before, raise your hand. I'll show you the incredible little creature that is Mock. Gotta go to class again. Have fun, as much fun as you can muster. I have a joke, but it'll only work once. Once the mouth is a little bit more. you have a pre-prepared joke. I'm scared of your powers. I wonder what you'll come up with. Okay, I think this is entirely doable too, with the teeth like this. Vaguely remember seeing the post you made. Okay, then let's explain who Mock is. Because he's the cutest little cryptid. Okay, so there's this Twitter account that's called Unexplained Occurrences, and hold on, because I'll prepare the Twitter post. And they post like basically really bad takes that people do on Reddit, on the paranormal side of Reddit and Twitter. And it's just like funny things of people claiming they had encounters with cryptids or aliens or whatever. And it's still just a little bit of fun, but there we go, I found it. Up into the browser, pull it in here. Okay, so they did this. They posted this one, and I found it really funny. And someone in Reddit said, Canada mountain creature caught running behind Google Earth car in humanoid encounters. Apparently this person was randomly exploring woods in Google Maps and found this in like one very specific snapshot in some place in Canada. And I found it really funny, so I did a sketch. I basically traced over it what I thought the shape was and then did a couple sketches, and it blew up like crazy. So I said, like, taking this momentum, I said, artists, get on this, let's all make fan art of mountain creature caught running behind Google car, which was the name I decided for it. So everyone started making fan art, the best stuff, like just running little guy. Trevor Henderson got on it. But yeah, all the fan art was great, and I even made one, which I think should be here. I made one in Photoshop overlaying on Google Maps, kind of like another sighting of the creature. It was a lot of good fun. So since it became a kind of a meme for a while, I commissioned this little emote of a running muck, so it stays enshrined in stream history for forever. Do you use a drawing pad for Photoshop or mouse? I use a drawing pad pretty much exclusively. Here it is. It's my Wacom. It's very... the middle of it... Whoop. Oh. I think I hit everything. I don't see you guys. Yeah, I pressed all the buttons in here. Anyway. It is very scratched in the middle, you might see in the reflection. But... because I use hard nibs at the beginning, and I don't recommend that. I recommend you guys use felt nibs, which you may see here if it focuses. So yeah, it's basically like nibs made of felt, and they're very, very soft, and they won't harm your tablet. And even if it is like mine, it's already like pretty scratched up. It's soft, so you won't feel the scratches. And they're cheap too. You can buy them on Amazon. I don't know how much this cost, but I bought a large pack for like a year or so ago. Yeah. Still haven't run out. So they run out quicker than the other nibs, but they're very much worth it. Anyway, Mock and the Nightcrawlers are dating. Oh, and the name Mock is because mountain creature caught running behind Google car is a funny name, but it's a bit hard to say every time. So it's mountain mock cc MOCC mock. So yeah, of course they're a friend of the Nightcrawlers. They all hang out. They're just running little cryptids. So yeah, that's the story behind that emote. The cryptid I inadvertently helped creating. I'm gonna have to soften some of these edges quite a bit, because when you have a soft edge like this and make it smaller, it'll become like crisper, so you need to blur it again or do something. But we'll do that later. So far we are kind of setting things in place. I think this will work, right? We don't have to do a lot of editing afterwards, since we're using the same teeth that are in the same mouth instead of pulling teeth from another picture, which would have been much more of a hassle. We don't have to do like pretty much any blending. It's quite simple. So for this middle teeth, for the center, tooth. God damn it. My English is failing today. For this middle tooth, I'm gonna take the edge from this one and the edge from this one to kind of have a centered version. That makes sense. It's kind of like intermediate version of those two teeth. Teeth tooth. God. My brain is gonna explode. Instead of pulling teeth from another image. Oh god. You know, I say those things without meaning to. I'll have to mess with the edges a bit more, but I'm gonna try, just for consistency's sake, I'm gonna try for each tooth to more or less go to the middle of the bigger ones, right? So we're gonna do another repetition. We'll put teeth here, and they're gonna go around the middle of this one. So there's sort of a mathematical. It's not gonna be exact because I'm not gonna start taking out measurements. That's for nerds. But I'm gonna try to more or less fit the same that principle. That way, hopefully, it'll look a bit like regular, instead of just messy, which is gonna look messy as well. But save reminder, thank you. Oh, this one's looking good already. It's easier to fit the ones that are clear against their backgrounds. Like the ones that are not towards the back, because they're going to be way blurrier and the edges are going to look a bit wonky, but the ones that are sharper should be a bit easier in general. I'm turning this into smart objects before I put them on, which basically means I can make them small, and then I can change my mind and make them big again, and they won't have lost any of the quality. Problem with smart objects is you can't edit them directly without turning them into regular layers. So it's definitely a payoff. So right now I'm just editing this one through a mask instead of just erasing directly from it. It's mod object. Smart little guy. I guess we'll have to do another one here. I guess for the ones that are very like more towards the back, I won't do the full thing because it's blurry enough that you can get away with being lazy. And I am lazy. Some call it laziness, but I just call it efficiency. The good thing is, once we have every tooth replicated, like in this case for the next one, we can just take the same one again and put it here. So we don't have to cut it each time. Just gotta do it once. This one is so blurry, it's... I don't even know what I'll do with it. I guess it works well enough. And this part is so blurry already that I'll just copy the same one and be lazy again. It works well enough. I guess this is the first time I do body horror in the strict sense of the way. I've edited pictures of friends to add like weird things a million times. But in the strict sense of just this weird creepy body modifications, it's the first time I do it. It is time for the pre-prepared joke, oh no. Coutinho, thank you for the follow and for the sub. I really appreciate it. Well, you're coming in strong. I like that. Thank you, Coutinho. What do your dentist think? What your dentist thinks your mouth looks like when you forget to floss once. Exactly. Imagine flossing this mouth. Imagine getting the fractal syndrome and having to floss. That would be pain. And we're not done, we're gonna add more smaller teeth, so just imagine. Oh, thank you so much, Coutinho. Really appreciate it. Okay, like we did before, I think we'll start here. Yeah. We do have a problem with these lower teeth, and that's a few of them are covered by the bigger ones on top. And again, I don't know the names of teeth in English, so you'll just have to bear with my terrible descriptions. But, we can figure something out, like, I can take the top of this one. There we go, to create a better edge there. I can flip it again. And turn it into a small object. And we can put it here. Be about half. Okay, that works well, I think. Yeah, this lower row is gonna be a bit more annoying, like doable, but more stuff to do. That's what we're here for, though. That's what you guys signed up for. Well, I guess we can kind of get away with it. A little bit smart about it. How we cut the tooth. And how we place it on here. turn it into a smart object again. And put it in place so that this tooth is covering it partially, so we don't have to recreate that whole area. Work smart, not hard. If you can learn something from my stream, don't work hard. But in a good way. I think same for this one. I can place it strategically, however you pronounce that. I thought I had made that into smart object. That's fine. Okay, and for this one's should be a bit easier. They're not as covered, and they're more towards the back, so you don't see as much of them. This one I'm just gonna make up a blurry mess and put it here. Hopefully it'll do something. And if it doesn't, I don't. Yeah, it just adds a little shape there, suggestion that there's something. It should be enough. Okay, this other side should be a little bit easier, just from looks alone. The teeth are a bit more unobstructed. See, one of the fun things about working a lot with Photoshop is that just by virtue of doing things in different environments, if you work on some variety, just by virtue of that, you'll end up learning a ton of unnecessary things about lots of different things. Like, not literally learning, but kind of internalizing how different things work. Like how different types of reflective surfaces behave, like different particles, say sand, water, that kind of thing you usually have to mess around a lot with when you do Photoshop, so it's kind of like you internalize a lot of useless information. It's useful for Photoshop, not so much for real life. I might just use this one. Since it is so similar. good enough. Yeah, I think I can kind of transplant them from one side to the other as long as they're similar enough. Like in these two cases. Saving myself some trouble. Especially for the ones in the back here. My voice. Yeah, these ones here are so simple, man. That kind of works. You know, I will have to reorder some of these layers at some point. Right now there's just a whole mess of layers there, and I might have to do something about them. Maybe. Alrighty. Oh, we're missing this middle one here. How should we do that one? Thinking we could take this one. There's layer 10 and layer 15. And just Dragon Ball fusion them. To create a new, more powerful tooth. Yeah, that should do. Why not? So, merge them, smart objects, and boom. Yeah, why not? Alright, so we did one extra layer of teeth, but this wouldn't be a fractal if we didn't do like layer upon layer, right? A fractal is something that repeats infinitely. See, like this, it's not a fractal, but then if you do this and this and so on to infinity, which I'm not going to do because I don't have the pixels or the patience, then it can become a fractal. By the way, I still haven't done this one in the Fractal series, can you believe that? It's one of the most classic ones. I still haven't had like a place to put it. I think further on I might have a spot once we start seeing not only how it affects humans physically, but how it affects them mentally. We're gonna start seeing like weird things, like a bunch of people just getting together and building like huge structures. Like imagine the pyramids. They're just hand building like haphazardly or more organized, or an organized way, but they start building fractals, and one of them can be the triangle one because it seems like something that would be buildable. like in a pyramid form or something. I'll figure something out, I think. I hope. Okay, so now I think we could start over here and then just cover it that way. Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna take this layer 1. I'll put it on top here. And we're gonna go a level deeper into the fractal. So this one's gonna go more or less a bit less than the middle of this tooth. And so on. And that's what we're gonna do, I think. Okay, since now it's just copying teeth, it should be quite faster. Quite a bit faster. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna flip. The idea is not to repeat the same one over and over, or as little as possible, like next to each other. So I could repeat this one and put it here, but I can just take the one from the other side and do that. Then, you know, that's saving some work. This one... We'll have to blur the smaller ones a bit. But I'll do that on the whole thing, I think, after I'm done with this. I don't know how many levels deep we should go. What do you guys think? How many, like, steps should we do? That'd be a good question. Remind me to save. Thank you, Dingus. Okay, so behind this one, we can add this. It's layer 2. The most important area that we need to cover is the front here. I guess we should put this one on top, like that. Because the more we go towards the back, the more they kind of cover each other, and the less noticeable the effect, and the less we have to do, really. Then we do the same thing over here. The angle's not gonna match perfectly, but yeah. You know, teeth can be crooked, so we'll just hand wave that. don't think about it too much. Anyway, yeah, how many steps should we go? Right now we are at our second step. Or 3 teeth per tooth. If you want to measure it. I'm just using the same one again. Four, 5, yeah. Let's see, because we're gonna reach a point where it's just either gonna be like unfeasible because of just how the picture is and how pixels work, or just they don't fit and it's gonna be a whole mess, or it's just gonna be so small that we'll reach that point. Anyway, don't worry about some of them, especially these smaller ones. I think are looking too dark because I'm picking teeth from here, putting them here. So we're gonna fix that. Do not worry. So about this area here, that's where it gets messy because the teeth just get increasingly blurrier. So I guess we can just get away with doing this. And down here it's just not even important anymore. I don't think it would even been noticeable if I did. So I think we can kind of stop around that step. The point where it stops becoming noticeable, it's not worth doing. At least this part is easier, because we just copy the same one over and over. It's so blurry that it doesn't really matter. We don't have to do fancy tricks of getting them from the other side and all that jazz. We just truck along. And again, at this point, too blurry, it doesn't matter. So we can move on to this second area. At this point, I have lost all hope of organizing my layers. So we'll just run with it. It's not too hard to find things. Please, if you're using Photoshop, save yourself a lot of trouble and learn this shortcut. Control, or if you're on the move layer, just on the move tool, just through that tool, Control and you right click, and it'll tell you all the layers that are below the point where you're clicking. You should know which one, because these ones are just called layer 1, layer 11, layer 12. So, easy to find that way. Will save you a lot of headaches. Organize layers. Waste of time. Organizing layers is a true mystery of Photoshop. I've been doing Photoshop for 10 years, and that mystery still escapes me. Who knows, maybe one day I will grasp it. The true cryptid. Nobody's ever been able to find them. I feel like this ones are bigger than this ones, right? Yeah, doesn't matter. As long as they're consistent within each other, I think we will be good. I feel like we can even take like this one and flip it around and use it here just to get different teeth. Make it a bit taller, as if it's the ones in the area, but anyway, who over here is from chat here? Which ones of you is this the first time you hear about the Fractal series? And if so, how confused are you? From 1 to 10. Also, if this is your first time seeing the Fractal series, I'm very sorry you guys have to be introduced at teeth. Because what a way to start. Taking these two, copying them here. Okay, these ones work. Let's see this. feel like maybe we wouldn't even be able to see the intermediate ones here. Would this one here be visible? That's my question. Maybe like slightly, something like this. Just the one side, just to keep some differences between the two sides. Don't make them feel too samey. And from back here, I don't think it would even be visible. What do you think? Like just the tiniest of hints. Yeah. Yeah, but that's it. I don't think we'd see any more. This would be the last one we'd potentially see. Okay, and that's another whole level. I think the lower row is looking very good. Upper one, especially these ones here, they could use perhaps a little bit of relighting. By which I mean basically taking from the nearest tooth and clone stamping. That's the lazy way to do it. Lazy but efficient. Maybe a little bit of a razor here. Yep, I'm here. I usually stream for like 5 hours or something. You know, since I only have this Sundays to stream, try to make the most of it. Okay, this should help a little. Got those teeth. I am sorry. You guys signed up for Fractal Body Horror. It says it right in the title. I want no complaints, okay? You can complain, it's fine. Okay, Bingus. You have a good night. Don't dream about fractals. That is just a sign it's coming for you. The poor tooth fairy. So I guess for the tooth fairy, or the tooth mouse if you live in a Spanish-speaking country, ratoncito Pérez. So they would need to do a calculation, right? If it's one of the main teeth, it would be like, let's say $1. If it is for one of the smaller ones, then it's half that. It's 50 cents, 25 cents, and as you go smaller, it just gets progressively divided. Tooth mouse. Yeah, Ratoncito Pérez. That's the one in Spain and by extension in all of Spanish-speaking America, at least. And I don't know if any other places, maybe the Philippines has it as well. I don't know. Just a little tooth mouse. Very beloved. All hail. All hail, Ratoncito Pérez. Okay, I think I'll pick this one. Okay, so I'm gonna use this, but still need a bit of re-texturing. You get your wisdom teeth removed. It sometimes gives you... Really? Oh, shaped plastic containers. I love that. That's very cute. Where is that, by the way? Which country? Mexico. That's very good. I like that. Regularly going to the dentist to keep your molars. It's just having to get this removed every few months because they keep growing. Dentists have no idea what to do, so they just keep removing them every time they reappear. I can probably get away with repeating them a bit more in these smaller ones because people won't notice that as much as if big ones were repeated. I hope, at least. Not loving that. Gonna use this one. Basically said goodbye to organized layers a while ago. I was just like, can't be bothered. No, dentists would love this. Imagine all the work that would give them. They'd love the new fractal disease. This is starting to get trippy for me. Like, I don't know which layer I'm in anymore. I just keep adding. There is no end to these. Just keep coming. Okay, for this one's... might just do one, like this. And call it a day, because, yeah, that's probably enough. I'm falling into a fractal trance, I literally am, it's weird. Please someone shock me awake if I stop talking and just get absorbed into the fractal like this. I'm gonna get a chat activated shock collar. Just to pull me out of fractal trances. It's one of the dangers of the job. I think we've reached the end there as well. We could do maybe one in front of this one, layer 3. Oh, or in the back as well. Why not? But apart from that, I think this part is not worth adding more. I don't know. Definitely not here. There's something very small like this. Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 4 layers deep into the fractal. Into the fracteeth. I hope you guys are enjoying this repetition there. I mean, what is a fractal stream without a little bit of repetition? Alright, folks. At this point they're becoming very small. I think I should start blurring them. This one's copy 5, I should probably pull it. What are the other ones? There we go. What should we do for the middle one here? I think I might pick this guy. Here 10, which is the one I made by combining 2. Alright, good day. Have a good night. Can't wait to see your story with the dog-like thing. By the way, guys, if you like writing and this kind of mystery, unexplained thing, we got a writing project going on in our Discord, which is called UCR. It's the Unit of Cryptic Research. And it's the idea of it's basically a government agency from the US with all of its CIA-like imperialism, but it investigates the paranormal. So it's basically like stories set during the Cold War, and then like a mix of them being paranoid about communists, and it's basically a way to a fictional world in which you can laugh at the US government and their whole imperialistic thing. It's fun. Been having a lot of fun with it. With paranormal stuff, of course. Why isn't this really? How far ahead should it be? Okay. But yeah, if you want to check it out or participate, we just opened the Twitter account, in which we're gonna start posting things, not only made by me, but by all the fantastic, talented people in Discord. I'm gonna post a link, so you guys can check it out if you want. And the concept of the Twitter account is there's this whistleblower who's leaking all the information about this secret agency. So That's kind of the concept there. So yeah, it's like SCP-like, but more in a freeform way. Like, there's no structure to it, you can just do whatever, tell the story you want. And it's a different world as well. More down to earth thing. Using the same teeth a bit too much, I think. I'm gonna start using this one. Give it the blur I gave the others, and there we go. See, we're getting to the point of diminishing returns here. I don't know if I'll do another step. Should we do another, after we finish this, another row of teeth? What do you guys think? I will let the crowd decide. Yeah, it's that, it's diminishing returns. At some point here.
So what are you gonna do about it?
Not really doing much of anything. See, like, even here, it's already getting hard to notice the new ones.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't get excited.
Yeah, further back from here, I'm not going to add any more in this row. I think that's the end for that row. Yeah, because back here, they're just too tightly packed. Nothing else to put there. Great. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like these ones. I guess the lower row is... We started out smaller, so they're a bit smaller than their counterparts. Yeah, I don't think there's any more to add. I don't know, let's add one here as a test. Let's see, we should do it half as large. With a big old blur. I don't know, might be worth it for just the ones on the top area here. Which are the most visible ones. And once we get to here, it doesn't matter anymore. Imagine trying to keep these clean. The mess that would be. Brushing this in the morning. Guess you would need a fractal brush as well. Brush with more tiny brushes on top. That would be very cute. See, at this point, it's just doesn't matter much, I think. We are going deep, Agent. With very, very, very tiny teeth. This will be the last row we do, though. Like, there's no point in going any deeper. Because the next row would be something like... this. Just a few pixels. Check this out. Woo! Now someone animate this in a way that is endlessly, that it loops perfectly. Just zoom in into the teeth and there's more and more and more. That is too much. Now that is a great new emote idea. Huggers, but with fractal recursive teeth. Oh, I did do a fractal emote. It's a little heart. And since I just made it for fun, it's like I put it up for them. I think it's tier 2. It's a little heart with fractals in it. It's getting so complicated. Okay, I might do this one. Wait. This one. yeah, I don't think there's point in putting any more there. Yeah, I think that's the last row. I'm not gonna copy it below because these ones are already pretty small. So that there's gonna be one more step of fractals in the top row than in the bottom one, and nobody's gonna notice. Phew. Okay, we got this. Gonna save. I don't think I've saved it in a while. Okay, there's some areas that are looking like there's nothing to touch. Like, I consider it done here, well, here, the other side, all these areas, everything starting here, and there's some of the areas here bother me way more. So instead of going to each single little layer and trying to edit them and just lose my fucking brain over this, which I might if I start doing that, I'm just gonna create a new layer on top and I'm gonna edit on top. So that means I've locked in all the positions of the teeth, because there's no way I'm going back down there and just having to change everything that's on top. So now with this layer I can just edit whatever I need and hopefully it'll be fine. So I can soften an edge by doing this. I can lighten some of the colors, some of the tones, by just picking from some lighter areas. So the thing is, since I transplanted teeth from other parts of the mouth, like for example here there's parts of teeth from here, so they're going to be lighter and they need to be darker. So hopefully by picking from real teeth in the area, we can fix that up a little. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it, probably. Especially because you look at these smaller ones and they're near the top, and this area like kind of tucked in an area that should be way darker. So hopefully by doing this, we can more or less correct that. It's slightly tedious, but I think it'll be worth it. And you're not gonna notice a difference in each tooth, but hopefully once we zoom out, you will see how it affects the full image. We'll do before and after, see if we actually made any difference, or if it was kind of all for nothing. Okay. And slowly but surely you get there. Can we cover the area? Yeah. Look at the before and after. That definitely helps. I think it's not that noticeable here. I think it's pretty good. Also, apart from this clone stamp layer, I'm gonna go into soft light. I'm gonna pick a black and I'm gonna add some shadows that these teeth should be casting. Maybe soft light is not the best. Maybe normal. Maybe we just do a normal layer and just paint. Whoop, that was supposed to be an eraser. We just pick a tone of shadow that sort of matches the teeth. And just go at it. A lot of getting good at Photoshop is learning how to paint lights and shadows, basically. Which is definitely, if you come from a background of more traditional art, it's definitely something you can bring with you. Like an innate, or I guess automatic understanding of light, where you can just quickly paint light and shadows anywhere to match like environment A and environment B. So yeah, definitely something you can pick up by other forms of art. That would help you a lot with Photoshop. Okay, just a little bit of shadows like this. I think it helps. Helps like differentiate between the different teeth, so it's more apparent at first glance what we're looking at. I think that said, the effect is pretty much done. There's still a little bit of messiness with how blurry things are, because this looks a bit too clear, for example. And we can just go in and add a little bit of Gaussian blur to these. But most of all, I think we can do that on top, on our top layer, which we finally got to. We're getting to the tail end of this edit, finally. I don't know how long we've been here. It probably felt like longer than it actually was. But yeah, this is a part where we mess with the colors, we mess with the whole lighting, with the whole thing in general. And here is where we add grain to match the blurriness of the original picture, which admittedly is not very good. It's not a very good picture we've taken as base, but you know, you take what you can find, and this was what I could find. So we're gonna add grain, and it's probably gonna be pretty large, which is why making another layer of teeth would be stupid, because it would be pretty much hidden in the grain itself. So yeah, adding some grain, making it large, and you can see it equalizes all this blurriness, which really helps us a lot. Okay, a little bit of vignette, yeah, definitely. Then we're gonna go into our color grading, and we're gonna do similar to what we've done for others. Only here we're dealing with organic tissue, so I can't go like too pink or too blue. Without starting to add some weirdness. You could always add a little bit of warm into the midtones. I think we did blue for the, yeah. Yeah, I think that sort of works. Okay. Shall we see the before and after? God, I need to group all this up because what a mess. Don't look at this. It's now a tidy little group. That's the before and after. We didn't do a lot like to the whole structure of the image, but we did add some fractal teeth, and in the process we erased this person's kind of dirty. This person doesn't floss. They do not floss. And it shows. But we've hidden it with extra teeth. Of course, now they need to floss about infinite times if this is truly fractal. So, good luck to them. That is karma getting you. Anyway, what am I gonna add here? So, as I mentioned before, all these fractal things have some sort of iridescence to them. Like I added a bit here to the fingernails. I added obviously to the eye. You can see it a bit clearer here. I want to also add that into the mouth. Right, so I'm just gonna pull the same layers since they've been really useful. I'm just adapting them to each situation, but that way we already have something like sort of prepared. So I think I'm gonna add them on the very top, like over all the color adjustment. If it doesn't look too good, we can add it under and we add the color adjustment. Gotta give it a second because apparently these layers are very large. They weigh a lot. Okay, I think this one would probably be the best for our intentions. So, what I think I want to do is I want to add this bubble texture, one for the top layer and another one for the bottom layer. I'm gonna put all this in a group. I'm only gonna apply it to the teeth themselves. I'm gonna go a bit crazy, but don't worry. Because I think it might look good if we did the same thing we did to the fingers before, if you were here. That is kind of crazy. Where we did a blend if. And the blend if basically tells you if the underlying layer has black pixels, remove this. So we're just gonna hide away dark areas and just leave so the reflections. And this is what it gives us. I think I might open this up a little. Give it a second, because it's two very large layers we're working with. All right. I think that rendered. Just enough time to hydrate. I'm seeing if maybe other things than overlay would give us a good results. Color, perhaps? Also gonna let it expand a little bit into the gum. Ooh, this is disturbing. Color blend definitely gives it a lot of effects. It's maybe not the most pleasing, but maybe if we adjust this. Yeah, I think that gives us the best effect in those terms. So I'll probably keep that. Okay, that I think is done for the mouth, which means we have done not one but 3 different edits so far. In 4 hours, that is very good times. Very nice, very nice. So this is going to be like different parts of this same syndrome, right? The fractal syndrome that people start catching. And, oh, ESB, yeah. So it's all going to go into the same story, right? They're going to go next to each other. Go. 1, 2, and 3. Thanks, Natsumi. So I think we have some maybe smaller things to workshop after this, but I'm gonna take a quick break and then maybe we'll keep going for like an hour or so.